Some anti-gunners love trying to convince people that the Second Amendment only applies to muskets. So I decided to review one. And at first glance, I have to say, you've got to be one evil SOB to regulate someone's self-defense to this. I have no idea what to do with this thing. Where does the magazine go? Where's the charging handle? The trigger is 1,000,000 pounds, it weighs a ton, and I've seen pole vault poles shorter than a barrel on this thing. And I dare not forget the incredibly long process it takes to actually load a round and fire. I've seen paint dry faster than the time it takes to load a shot. And as far as accuracy, you can forget about it. I'd be more accurate with the slingshot. At this point, I've come to the conclusion that the musket was designed by Lucifer himself as a joke on Civil War soldiers. Or is it? Thing is, for all its faults, there's a silver lining of positive attributes that make this gun special above and beyond specs on a website. As much as I love the synthetic plastics of modern AR-15s, there's an organic beauty about an old-fashioned wood and metal gun a modern AR will never reach. Like seeing an original painting in person versus a beautiful picture online. This gun is beautiful. Sitting next to a modern-day AR-15, it makes the AR look cold and lifeless. As much as I hate the loading process, I love it all the same. With a 30-round magazine that can be dumped in seconds, there's very little distinction between the first or 23rd shot. But because it takes 3 hours to load a musket, it makes each shot uniquely special. I'm forced to have an appreciation for each and every shot. I look at the history behind a gun like this, and I can't help but be grateful and appreciative of the people who lost their lives because of the gun's shortcomings. But thankful it served as a foundation for the modern wonders I now collect like a woman in her shoes. There's no shock when I say, I would choose a modern AR-15 over a musket any day. But as a gun enthusiast, I could never leave it behind, if you know what I mean. So the sword, considering you were alive during the Civil War era.
Really?
That is rude.
You're gonna let
That
me
is
live
rude.
with that?
I can't defend against that. I'm old. I know it.
I mean,
I know.
you can't defend against the truth. Whatever.
Never.
No, but I mean, you shot a musket before, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. And the modern stuff, so there's modern inline muzzleloaders, and there's older stuff, the stuff that you shot. I like the more modern stuff, obviously. It just takes a little less time to load.
Just a little.
I have to say that was one of the funniest reviews that I've seen you do. I mean, it was just the image of that hat and that gun made me laugh, along with the where does the magazine go, where's the charging handle, classic stuff. So
I think they called me the modern day urban Buffalo Soldier enthusiast.
Nobody
I think we
called
did
you
hear
that.
some references to that.
No.
But
No.
those little Civil War hats relative to the hat that you were wearing, it just made me laugh. I mean,
Wait, when did you actually, have you used a muzzleloader before?
Yes.
Okay.
I hunt, so during hunting seasons, there are actually muzzleloader seasons where that's the only thing you can hunt with, because I don't necessarily prefer it, because it does take a long time to load and all that, even the modern stuff.
And my inexperience with muzzleloaders, we're talking completely different than the one that...
Yeah. So these things actually look like rifles, but you still have to load them through the
All
muzzle, but it's much faster.
Okay.
You use pellets instead of the powder that he was pouring in through the funnel. And my reload last time I went hunting, I was in New Mexico and in wilderness, elk country, and my buddy actually shot an elk, but he was about 75 yards away. We had talked about the reload. We weren't going to actually reload. I was going to sprint to him and give him my gun because it's so much faster. So I actually sprinted about 75 yards because he had crawled up and got into the elk. And when I heard that shot, I literally got up and sprinted to him 75 yards, handed him my rifle. I grabbed his rifle. I was reloading because I didn't know what the situation was, but it worked out well.
But see, it's with the musket. Reloading it was almost like an art form.
Yeah.
You know, like you go through the process, and it was very enlightening,
yeah,
and almost spiritual in some respects. But there's nothing spiritual about trying to paint a Picasso during the Civil War era war. I'm sorry, it's messed up.
Can you imagine how stressful that would be? Like,
No,
people are shooting at you, trying to kill you, and you're going through that process of pouring powder down the wad.
I really felt bad because I'm at one point I was loading it and then imagining like, there's someone shooting at me right now, and,
right.
I'm trying to get the stupid powder inside the stupid barrel.
Not
with
spilling,
exactly.
not dropping the ball.
And then you get the stupid cloth with the stupid ball in it. Everything just becomes stupid.
When you said the gun was made by Lucifer, I mean, I see that. That was another funny line.
It was a joke that he played on the Civil War.
Yeah.
I mean, they all had to deal with it, but it would have been horrible.
Yeah. Well, actually, it looked like a lot of fun. I would have loved to shot one. Maybe we can do that sometime in one of the courses that you have planned for us. It probably would slow us down in the future on our obstacle
maybe a couple
courses.
seconds.
Maybe a little bit, but yeah.
But it was a neat review. I love seeing that whole dichotomy of you and modern noir and that old gun. But they are beautiful too. I mean, I want them hanging over my mantle because they are so beautiful when you're actually seeing them with your own eyes.
And that's the one thing I took away from it was that musket, like the level of detailing involved in that. When you take wood, take metal, you made it together. It's undeniable.
You have a different appreciation for it, right?
And those things were handmade. When you're thinking about what they had as means of making stuff back then, it is an awesome piece of history.
And ironically enough, it's just like handmade cars.
Yeah,
they're beautiful, but they're a pain in the ass.
Well, that's going to have to be a different discussion for a different day.
All right. We'll make it different.
Thanks, guys.